Okay, so I'm going through a bunch of my old game systems and controls and stuff, and I happened across a box full of my controllers I've collected over the years, and some I had when I was a kid, yard sales, flea markets, and my son Nick here is going to help me go through some of the controllers. And I'm not too sure what the state of the controllers are in. I usually take very good care of things, but that's the box right there. And we had a major flood in, I think it was 2005, so I lost a lot of stuff. So some of the stuff might be kind of, I don't know if it's going to be moldy or whatnot. But this here is the adapter for the Sega Genesis for the Sega Master System and the Master System card games. I haven't tested it out yet after the flood, so I don't think it got wet, but we'll end up finding out. If you can put that over there, just be real careful, okay? Put it over there. And we got some TurboGrafx 16 controllers here, which if I recall, I think I have 4 of them. And one of my friends ended up letting me use his TurboTap, which allows you to use up to 4 controllers. So yeah, that's from the TurboGrafx. And just watch the cords here. And you can never have enough paddle controls for the Atari 2600 because these things end up breaking once in a while. I know how to fix them, but sometimes they become kind of a pain in the neck to deal with. They get a little quirky. But I have a few sets of these. And there's more.
I never knew how you had so many paddle controllers.
I do. This one here is actually from the PC Engine, which is actually the TurboGrafx 16 from Japan, the original one. But I really wish I had a PC Engine. See that? It's a PC Engine controller.
Yeah, pretty cool.
And the Sega Master System Light Zapper.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a really cool one.
It's a blaster?
Yep. That it is. And this is actually the driving controller. As you can see, it's not attached to a second controller.
For this?
So you can't really use it for Kaboom, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh.
This actually is for the Atari 2600, the Star Raiders game. And I'm assuming they had more covers for them. This one's the Star Raiders one. It's actually still in there, which I don't recall playing that, to be honest with you. I probably got that from a yard sale. And Sega Master System controller. See that? That's the original Sega controller. And the Panasonic 3DO, which my friend Mike gave to me. And I think that's a headset adapter. And then you could hook another controller up to it, somewhere around here. Or maybe it wasn't this one. I know they had to be daisy chained together. That's a 3DO controller. This controller, I think, was from the Odyssey. I could be totally wrong. But I got this at a yard sale, and on purpose, because in case I came across the actual system. An Atari joystick for, I think it was Atari 400 and Atari 800. They always made them gray to go with the computer. See that? That's an Atari joystick.
Cool.
That's actually for the Atari computers, but you can plug it into the Atari.
It's not really moving at all.
And another driving controller for the Atari.
This thing doesn't really move.
Well, you're not supposed to bend it all the way.
Then what are you supposed to even do with it?
You move up, down, left, right. Just like a directional
that's
pad.
See, look, you can't move it around.
Trust me, they work. You'll see when we try it out. And here's the controller for the what I assume is the Odyssey. And this is the Atari 7800 controller, which this part's practically like a straw down here, and a lot of people end up breaking them. These are hard to find controllers, so I try to take super good care of them. Like I said, I threw all this stuff in here. I have to quickly clean them after the flood in a panic. The Atari Jaguar TV switcher. Be very careful with that.
Yeah,
super careful. As a matter of fact, be very careful with all these. And this is an original Atari 2600 joystick for the game system. Or for those who have the Sears Video Arcade. See this? That's the Atari joystick.
This one still doesn't work.
And this is a third-party Sega Genesis controller. Which actually these were pretty good because it had 6 buttons, so when you were playing Street Fighter, you'd actually be able to play Street Fighter and not have to keep switching between the select and the 3 buttons. Atari 7800. Another Atari 2600 joystick. And we'll be having a lot of fun with these. And the other controller for the Sega Genesis that I had to match that one.
Ooh, light switch.
And here's a Sega Saturn 3D controller, which if I'm not mistaken, I think the only game that was used for it was Knights. I think that's what it was called. And a very beat up Atari 2600 switch box.
What is that supposed to do?
When we used to not have HDMI, we used to use these and attach it to the TV with 2 little screws. See?
I don't really see how that's a gaming controller, but
No, it's not a control, it's a switch box.
then why is it even in there?
And because I was in a panic cleaning up. I think this is my Sega Master System power supply. Or actually, that's probably the Genesis. Oh, I have 2 of these. That's cool.
Hey, Dad.
And this is an Atari Jaguar controller. One of the worst controls made.
Wait, why?
Look at it.
I don't see why it's on the worst.
That used to hurt my hand after playing a while. And the control wasn't that good. And I made a big deal about it being a 64-bit game system.
What's a 64-bit game?
Yes, I think it was 64-bit. And Atari 7800 controller. There's a backup. And another Atari 7800 controller. On the backup.
You have so many backups.
Well, just in case they break, they might be hard to find. Another Atari 7800 controller. Holy mackerel.
Whoa.
I didn't realize I had so many of these. I'm not getting rid of them because if one breaks. And here are the worst controllers for breaking. Is the Atari 5200. This piece right here used to break off from here, and then the controller would snap off.
Is that good or bad?
Well, yeah, it's bad if a controller breaks. Can't play games.
Oh, I thought like breaking into like a certain place. Like
No, I don't mean breaking in. I mean breaking, as in not working. But these controls were interesting because this was used as a paddle controller, and you could control it like this.
Okay.
Do me a favor, do not move this controller, because these could break real easy. So I'm just going to put it right here. And this was actually the first game system that had a pause button on it.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Another Atari 5200 controller. I'm not touching that. And here's a TurboGrafx TurboTap controller for actually up to 5 players. I thought it was only 4 players. My friend Scott let me borrow this. I'm not too sure if he's let me keep it, but I still have it if he ever wants it back. But I've got one. And this, of course, is the Nintendo Entertainment System controller. Hello.
Hi. Sorry I interrupted your video.
It's okay. I'll be editing some of this. And this right here is the Atari 2600 keyboard control, which I'm not 100% sure what this is for. I think it might have been for some of the math games or something like that. And TurboGrafx controller with some type of weird gross stuff on it. I'm not quite sure what that is. I'm concerned. I'm gonna have to clean the heck out of this thing. Careful of that. That's got some type of weird schmutz on it.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I don't see anything. Okay.
And another Atari 5200 controller. And get the Sega Master System controller. All these will be cleaned very soon. The Panasonic 3DO controller. Oh, this is the one that you can attach the other one to. I guess you were supposed to daisy chain the controllers together. Well, I know you were supposed to, because I used to play on it. The Sega Master System controller with a little spot where you could screw the joystick on, which actually hurt your fingers. Another Sega Master System controller. Another Sega Master System controller. I think this, I don't even know what that is. It looks like an adapter for an Atari 2600 controller. And another Atari 5200 controller. And another Panasonic 3DO controller. And last but not least, the ColecoVision Super Action controllers to play Rocky and baseball. And a second one. I just like the way those ones look. Crazy looking controllers. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. And please click like if you did. Also, subscribe to see more of my videos that'll be coming up. And it would help me a great deal. Also, please visit me on Facebook and Twitter by clicking the links below this video. You can also head over to my website, MrFitshace.com, to see what I've been up to. Again, I appreciate you viewing my video, and have a great day. This is Mr. Fitshace.